the whole history of this station, Dan was the host for about 8 months.
10 months total, yeah.
And then yours truly, and I have not left. Amani with us virtually every Tuesday through the football season. So we talk Eagles a lot with him. And who would have known we'd be here talking Eagles in the Super Bowl? I mean, I know we've had conversations that go up and down, roller coaster around, and then when Wentz got hurt, it was like, all right. But, man, for them to be here is quite a story.
Yeah, Wentz wasn't the big thing. When Peters went down was when I thought everything was going to go to hell in a handbasket. But hopefully it'll just go to hell in a handbasket tomorrow. I mean, on Sunday, and the Eagles will not win the championship. No, I'm just saying. I'm joking. No, I think
it'd be quite a story, though.
I think the Eagles have a great chance.
Has that chance for you guys, like, as the last 2 weeks have gone on, like seeing their defense change, like the confidence level? Because I'm telling you, on our show, when they played the Falcons, it was, and then when they won that game, it was like, all right. And now it's almost feeling like people are like, they're going to beat the Patriots. And I think it's based on their defense.
You know what? The defense is great. For me, it's that Nick Foles has shown so much in these couple of weeks. You know, the fact is he's not making dumb throws. He's not turning the football over. Maybe I'm just kind of taking the defense for granted, Mike. But I just look at it and I think to myself, if Nick Foles keeps playing clean football, and as long as Doug Peterson continues to me, offensively, do such a great job of the run-pass ratio, that's, to me, the big thing here. Because Nick Foles has to get all the credit in the world because of the fact that's the missing link. You mentioned it. Carson Wentz goes down, it's the end of the world. The reason it's not the end of the world is because they haven't really lost a step going to Nick Foles.
But when you look at the offensive line, as you had mentioned, Amani, Jason Peters going down, and you think, oh, goodness, what's going to happen now? Halapoulivaati Vaitai, mouthful.
Wow.
What's his name?
I've had to say it a lot.
You said that before.
One more time.
We go by Big V.
Big V. I like that much better. Big V.
He stepped in, and that line is lately seems like it's really playing well. I mean, what do you see when you look at that offensive line?
They are running the ball well, which helps the passing game, which helps them. What you want to do is you want to keep the defensive line guessing. Like, you don't want them to know at the snap of the ball where the quarterback's going to be, who's going to have the ball, and when you get behind, that's what you have happen. So if you can run the ball and keep the game close to where there's a legitimate chance for you to run. If you're down 20 points, you can't really run the football logistically, and I think without running out of time. So I think when you keep the game close, when your running game is effective, and you keep the defensive line guessing where to go, and they don't get to pin their ears back and go after the quarterback, that helps out a lot. And plus the tight end, I mean, I think Ertz is doing a great job. I think the fact that they have all these receivers that can do different things. I mean, I think offensively they're really good, and I think they have absolutely a chance, but they have to stay aggressive the entire time. They can never take their foot off the gas like Jacksonville and go super conservative.
So we asked these questions earlier in the week. If you're an Eagles fan, why are you confident? What would be that one thing that you feel confident entering this game?
I would say, why are you an Eagles fan?
I could tell he was going to say something.
That's a geographic problem, Monty.
No, I would say.
That was like the hallelujah moment right there. I get to answer this.
I would say what I'd be concerned about is.
No, why are you confident?
Why am I confident?
If you're an Eagles fan, why are you confident entering this game?
Because of the matchup their defensive line has against the Patriots' offensive line. And, you win the games in the trenches, and in the trenches, the Eagles dominate on both sides, offensively and defensively. And if it holds true to traditional football, the Eagles have an advantage in personnel on the field, besides number 12.
Well, here's the thing. You said it, Mike. To me, overall, I think the Eagles are a better team. You have Belichick, and he's the greatest of all time, edge Patriots. Obviously, edge Tom Brady. Zach Ertz is a heck of a tight end. Gronk's is a little bit better, but it's not a huge gap that's going to cost you a game. I think in terms of defense, and I even think in terms of skill positions on offense, except obviously number 12 and Gronk, I think Eagles are just a better team. And people have just downplayed the Eagles, and I know it's a stupid, underdog, and that's where the dog thinks. I get all that nonsense. The fact is, people have been dumb to look at the Eagles and say they're an underdog because of one position with Nick Foles. In 2 straight playoff games, he's answered that. And yet they're the underdog here again, when outside that, they're really just a better team.
The underdog thing's hard. They're not at home in this game. The other two I can get. You're at home. You're the number 1 seed. Fine.
But 5.5's a little high, though. I mean,
Well, some big guy put big money on them, and it's like down to 4 now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, millions, right?
Yeah, millions somebody put on it.
And
that's before
bet,
Mayweather puts his bet down.
Right, exactly.
I know it's harder when you're on the national scale. You don't get that, like, ability to pinpoint, like, a game or something. But at what point, if any, did you change your opinion about Peterson?
My point when I changed it was when they went to L.A. And they beat the Rams. That to me was like, okay, they didn't just beat them, eking them out. They blew them out. That means he got this team to travel all the way across country, which is hard to do for an East Coast team because of the time difference, because of all the things that go along with it. And that was a big game. And that young team to be in that big situation where everybody was watching.
And Wentz gets hurt in that game.
Yeah.
And Wentz gets hurt, and they go ahead and win in the fashion in which they did. I think that was my thing. Like, hey, maybe the Eagles really have something, and they're not going to fall on their face like they did the year before.
I don't know if I can pinpoint one game specifically.
Yeah.
I think it's the way he's coached the entire season in the sense of they've had a lot of adversity, losing Jason
But they
Peters.
asked for a specific point, not an entire season. Dan, listen to the question.
That's why I
listen to the question.
I prefaced by saying I don't think I can point to one specific game.
But that was the question then.
No. A moment, a game, something.
Again, Amani and I have been married before, and our marriage together on this show has been longer than both of our first marriages combined.
Nice.
So we're like a married couple. But here's the thing. Look at all the issues the Eagles have had this year.
True, very
right?
true, very true.
There's never been a moment where it's like, oh, my goodness, blow it up. The guy doesn't know what he's doing. He's maneuvered through every single one so professionally.
Crazy.
You don't have guys fighting. There's no turmoil. Nobody's complaining about playing time. I mean, Jay Ajayi, do I think he used him properly at first? No, but I think he's even learned how to do that, especially in the postseason. Everything he's done in terms of nurturing this team along tells me throughout the course of this that the Lombardos of the world and the people that are in ESPN that ripped the hire, for instance, since the worst hire that offseason, didn't see it because I see it this year with how he's handled every single problem that's come up in front of him.
It's Amani and Dan from NBC Sports Radio. Amani Toomer, Dan Schwartzman, and you obviously are here to cover the Super Bowl. Do you guys have a thought on who's going to win this game?
Not Amani.
I want, this is my
objectively.
This is my dream. This is my dream, right? I want.
Can't want Brady to win again.
No, the game to be going down really close to the wire, and boom, just like in 2011, power goes out. Have to split it up. Tie game.
You're forgetting one thing. He played in college with Brady, so it's like even another whammy there.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
true. I think it's the Eagles' time. I definitely believe it. I'm going to wash my mouth out after I say this, but I think it's the Eagles' time because they've went so many times and lost.
Yeah.
They're the only team in the NFC East not to have a championship.
We're aware.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think the Giants fans' only thing they really say against the Eagles, because we were terrible this year, is where are your rings? And then next year it's going to be, oh, that's cute. You have one ring.
You know what it is for me? I'll tell you what. Brady's got enough. But you got to promise me something, Gil, because we're Facebook friends. If they win Sunday, you and all the other annoying Eagle fans, can you please not bombard my Facebook timeline with just Eagles love here? I'm going to unfriend all of you bums if that happens. So I will root for the Eagles, but that will be short-lived. If they win and you guys do your, Eagles are the greatest thing since sliced bread.
He's a Jets fan.
I'm a Jets fan, so I can't root for the Patriots.
Yeah, the Eagles is where you got your start here. Well, I guess you were somewhere else before here.
He has no loyalty.
Yeah, I don't have loyalty
This
to
is
the
a
Eagles.
little
Come on.
springboard for you.
Those darn
Spent a lot of time
fans.
in Philly.
I did,
and, of course, was the host of this show prior to us here on the Sports Bash. Dan Schwartzman, Amani Toomer.
Had to move up. Get rid of you, Dan.
Sorry, man.
Like the Jeffersons.
Hey, Gil, you've done a great job, by the way.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. Look, we're here all in Minnesota, and it's damn cold here.
That's
what I know. Holy mackerel.
Oh, man.
Thanks to Cape Regional Health System, Penn Orthopedics, the best of both worlds for a healthier life, and One Stop Car Audio. They brought you this hour of the Sports Bash for Eagles fans. If the Eagles win, buy $100 gift certificate and get $50 free gift certificate. So I want to thank Ocean First Bank, Dr. Lyle M. Bank, Cosmetic Surgery, the Colleen Bell Real Estate Group of South Jersey, Cape Regional Health System, and One Stop Car Audio for bringing you today's show live from Radio Row. We'll be back tomorrow, and on Saturday, a special Sports Bash Radio Row replay, which is brought to you by Vic Subs, Bennett Chevrolet, and the Renault Winery. Guys, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank
Good
you.
To see you.
All right.
Dan, always a pleasure.
Absolutely. Great to see you, too.